Okay, let us continue with the cross product. We have still few more things to do about cross product. Now for your reference, I thought of telling you the chapter. So it is actually chapter number 7. Okay, it is actually chapter number 7. Systems of particles and rotational motion. All right. Now in that it is in page number page number 150. Okay, page number 150. So this is chapter number 7. You can download the PDF from NCERT website, right? They have given vector product of two vectors, right? Now same thing we are going same thing I'm teaching here. All right, fine. All right, now let us, if you remember, we actually said the cross product of two vectors A and B, right? So usually how we say this is A vector A cross vector B. That is how we pronounce. Okay, now B cross A. Okay, we'll pronounce it as vector B cross vector A. Okay, so both of them are not same. You will understand why both of them are not same. All right, now how we define the direction means I told you you can use your right hand. Okay, so when I say A cross B, okay, so imagine this vector A and vector B, both of them are in a horizontal plane. Okay, at least you can shift them so that they look like they are in horizontal plane, right? So this is vector A and this is vector B, and the angle between them is theta. Okay, the angle between them is theta, right? Now you can also say we can consider this reflex angle as also theta. So actually that is one more angle made by the vectors, right? Angle between the vectors, it can be theta, otherwise 360 minus theta. But while dealing with cross product, okay, while dealing with cross product, we will always choose the angle which is less than 180 degrees. Okay, so in this case you need to remember theta must be less than 180 degrees. All right, so please remember this. And what we saw was the result. Okay, now the reason why we call it vectors product is that the end result is always a vector. All right, so the vector product of A and B is some vector C. Okay, and this vector C is perpendicular to the plane containing, this vector C is perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. Correct? Vector A and vector B. Correct? Fine. So here I have chosen, let me take small vectors here. All right, so here let me write capital vectors only, containing vector A and B. Okay, so here also you can write capital vector A and capital vector B. Yeah, now it is fine. Okay, now it is perpendicular to the plane containing B, and as I told you in yesterday's class, so you have two perpendicular directions. Okay, one can go up and one can go down with respect to that plane, right? So therefore we'll always use the right hand rule. Correct? The vector is pointed by the right hand rule. That is, if you take the four fingers along the first vector, remember these four fingers must always be along the first vector. Here the first vector is A. Now when I say A cross B, then the vector C, as you can see here, okay, the vector C, it will be exactly be perpendicular. Okay, this vector C is perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. So this is vector C. All right. Now how to write in a proper way means, as I told you, the magnitude of the cross product, correct? The magnitude of the cross product is given by AB sine theta. Okay, then but the magnitude of a vector, okay, A cross B, it gives rise, it is a vector again. Okay, the result of A cross B is a vector, and that vector's magnitude is AB sine theta. Okay, and its direction will be given by the right hand rule. Okay, so fine. So let us say this is C. Okay, now say C is that vector, okay, which is the cross product of A cross B, and you can assign, see this, if you look at the RHS AB sine theta, it gives you the magnitude. Correct? It tells you the magnitude of C. Okay, magnitude of vector C. So sorry, I have written C again. So magnitude of vector C, right? Now, since this is a vector, I need magnitude and direction, is it not? Okay, I need magnitude and direction. I got the magnitude. Now will you specify direction? So you know it. We'll specify it by using C cap. Okay, you can write it as C cap, and you can write where C cap is the unit vector pointing in the direction of vector C. Okay, so you can write it as the vector C. Okay, the vector C divided by its magnitude. Okay, so this is complete. Okay, again let us do a quick summary. So first we are performing A cross B. Okay, we are trying to perform cross product on these two vectors. Okay, we are saying A cross B. Now as you know, the result, okay, the end result of a cross product is always a vector. So let us say C is that vector which is the result of A cross B, right? Now because C is a vector, you have to specify its magnitude and direction, right? Now magnitude of C is given by AB sine theta and the direction is given by C cap. Okay, the direction is given by C cap. Now in you can say in real world situations, say if I choose A and B as the you can say A and B, this plane whatever I have drawn here, imagine that as your floor. Okay, imagine that as your floor, right? Now I'll say what is the direction of the vector C if I ask? You can say it is pointing vertically upwards. That is simple, that is enough. Okay, because when you do A cross B, correct, when you do A cross B, you are getting C vector which is vertically upwards. Okay, now you can say that is A cross B. When you consider these two vectors are actually lying on the floor now, okay, then you can say vector C is perpendicular to the floor and pointing upwards. Okay, so that can also be a way to specify. All right, so this is in terms of unit vector. We are specifying the direction in terms of unit vector. That's all. All right, fine. All right, good. Now, yeah, next let us look into the properties here. Now, if you see B cross A, okay, when you do B cross A, okay, now say we will assign it to a vector D. Okay, the result of B cross A, is a vector and that vector is D. Okay, now its magnitude, right, the magnitude of B cross A, otherwise D, you can write it as BA sine theta. Okay, BA sine theta. All right, fine. Now this will give you the magnitude, correct? So this will give you the magnitude and magnitude of D, correct, magnitude of vector D, and you need the direction. So what do? We'll assign something called as D cap. Here you can write D cap is the vector D divided by its magnitude, correct, the vector D divided by its magnitude. Fine. Now if you observe A cross B and B cross A, right, at least if you observe the magnitude of A cross B, what did we get? AB sine theta. Now magnitude of B cross A, it is BA sine theta. Okay, so mathematically we are just speaking just in terms of the magnitude, right? So you know AB sine theta, remember we are just speaking of magnitude now, is equal to BA sine theta. There is no doubt about it. This is always true. Okay, so therefore you can say the magnitude of A cross B, or otherwise here A cross B, in this context I have taken it as vector C. B cross A, I have taken it as vector D. Okay, now clearly you can say the magnitude of vector C, okay, the magnitude of vector C is equal to the magnitude of vector D. Okay, is equal to the magnitude of vector D, right? Now what is the difference here then? Okay, so if you try to understand, see, now let us try to come back to the same diagram here. Now imagine this horizontal plane as the ceiling. Okay, so otherwise you can take a horizontal plane, something like this. Okay, now what we did here was we actually took A cross B, correct? So say this is A. Okay, now I hope you can see this. Yeah, so this is A, then I'll try to show it like this, and this is A and this is B. Okay, now this is A and B. Now this is the, say the black one is A, the black pen, that is A. Now the blue pen is B. Okay, now when I do A cross B, see, always my 4 fingers, it has to point towards A. Okay, these 4 fingers, it has to point towards A. Then I have to do A cross B, correct? So A then cross B. So A cross B vector is towards me now. Okay, A cross B vector is towards me. Now if I do B cross A, what will I do? See, I did A cross B, correct? So if you try to look here, I am doing A cross B, but here if I do B cross A, then I will get it something like this, correct? If see here, B cross A. When I do B cross A, what did you see? The vector is towards you, correct? A cross B, it was towards me. B cross A, it will be towards you. Just use your right hand rule, okay? Now there is one more rule. It is easy. You will understand it. We will see it now. Okay, now what we just saw was the direction of A cross B and the direction of B cross A are exactly opposite. Okay, so you can say direction of A cross B, that is C, vector C, correct? And the direction of B cross A, that is vector D, right, are opposite, okay, are mutually opposite, you can say, are mutually opposite. Okay, but what is the interesting thing we found here? The magnitude of vector C and magnitude of vector D is same. Okay, now if you try to write from this diagram, you can see that vector C, right? So vector C is making an angle of 90 degrees with the plane, correct? It is making an angle of 90 degrees with the plane, right? Say this, let me erase this 360 minus theta and everything. Okay, right, now, right, so this is the angle theta. Let this be there, okay, because it looks less than 180 degrees. Now A cross B, we got it as C. Now when you do B cross A, okay, so when you do B cross A, okay, when you do B cross A, you'll get it something like this. Okay, when you do B cross A, we are getting vector D. Okay, now what you observe is that the length, correct? So the length of vector C, okay, and the length of vector D is same. Okay, the length of vector C and the length of vector D is same. Okay, so you can say same magnitude. Okay, that means same length. Okay, the length of vector D and length of vector C is same. Why? Because magnitude is same. See, because AB sin theta and BA sin theta, so there is no difference. See, here we are just taking magnitude of A, magnitude of B, and sine of angle between them, right? Here magnitude of B, magnitude of A, sine of angle between them. So there is nothing wrong in that. But the direction will change because it all depends on A cross B, otherwise B cross A, correct? Now as I told you, see, with respect to this diagram, you will see that both C and D are perpendicular to the plane. That plane means this white plane, whatever I have drawn here. Okay, so both vector C and vector D are perpendicular to the plane, correct? That horizontal plane, you can say, right? But the vector C is A cross B, hence it is pointing upwards. Now vector D, just use your finger, just try to imagine that your four fingers are along B now. Then you are doing B cross A. When you do B cross A, your thumb is pointing downwards. So therefore vector D is pointing downwards. So easily you can say vector C and D are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Okay, so therefore you can write vector C. Okay, so vector C is equal to minus of vector D. Okay, otherwise there is a simple way to write. Now what was vector C actually? It was the result of A cross B, correct? Now what is vector D? It is the result of B cross A, correct? Now just put a negative sign. Okay, we should never write A cross B is equal to B cross A. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. So you have to give a negative sign. Remember, vector product will always give you a vector. Okay, the final result of vector product is always a vector. So you should treat this A cross B, okay, you should treat it as a vector. Okay, then this B cross A also you should treat it as a vector, right? Now we know that the magnitude of A cross B and magnitude of B cross A are same, but the directions are opposite. So to denote the direction, so we are appending this, we are writing this my negative sign here. Okay, we are writing this negative sign here. I think you know when I say vector A is in east direction, okay, then I ask you to write negative of vector A. What will you write? You will write a vector of same magnitude. Okay, so if it is 3 centimeter, you will write the same 3 centimeter, but negative of A tells you that it is pointing towards west direction, just like that. Okay, exactly like that. Fine. So here C was pointing vertically upwards, same magnitude. D is pointing vertically downwards, having the same magnitude as that of the C. Okay, so that is why we have this here. All right, fine. Now, okay, now we have this property here. Now next let us see, next let us see the commutative property. All right, now if you remember dot product, okay, if you remember dot product or scalar product, we saw that commutative property is actually obeyed there. Okay, so A dot B is equal to B dot A. So both of them you will get it as A B cos theta. But A cross B, okay, A cross B is equal to B cross A. Now just now I told you it will be negative of B cross A. Okay, then it is right. If you simply write as per commutative law, so A cross B is not equal to B cross A, because vectors, okay, when you talk about vectors, direction and magnitude has to be the same. Only then you can say A cross B is equal to B cross A. Okay, so but here A cross B is a vector, B cross A is a vector, but both of them are pointing opposite in direction. Okay, even if the direction changes, you cannot say both the vectors are same. So therefore commutative law is not obeyed when it comes to vector multiplication. Okay, scalar multiplication it is obeyed. Okay, now here commutative law is not obeyed. Okay, commutative law is not obeyed. All right, in coming to your vector multiplication. All right, fine. Okay, now now next let us see. Now one more rule which will help you to find the direction. Okay, for I told you the first one, which was right hand rule, correct? So I told you about right hand rule. Now there is one more rule which we call it as corkscrew rule. Okay, so whichever is comfortable for you, you can use that, right? So say this is a screw. Okay, I think all of you have played with screws here. Okay, say this is the screw, and you know there will be a small groove here, so that you can use your screwdriver to drive it. All right, now say the head, okay, the head of the screw, or just make this screw stand on the table like this. Okay, just make the screw to stand on the table like this. Now say there are two vectors A and B here. Okay, now vector A is like this. Now imagine both the tails, okay, the vector A and vector B, the tails of vector A and vector B are exactly at the center of the screw. Okay, so imagine like that. Now what you are doing is you are actually taking the vector, okay, you are actually taking the vector A to B. That means you are performing A cross B, let us say. Okay, you are performing A cross B. That means when I say A cross B means you have to imagine you are moving from this point to this point. Okay, you are trying to move from this point to this point. That means try to imagine now if you have a screw or something, or try to imagine holding a pen, right? Now it's like this. I have markers here. Okay, now this is the screw, imagine. All right, now this is vector A and this is vector A and this is vector B. All right, fine. Now you can clearly, okay, now say okay, now when I rotate the screw, this blue pen is this screw. Okay, imagine like that. Now when I am turning this way, okay, when I am turning this way, try to understand from your perspective. Okay, when I am turning this way, the screw will actually come towards you. Okay, it will get inside, correct? If I am rotating the screw clockwise, you know, it will get inside the wood or something like that, correct? Right, now this is vector A, let us say the black marker is vector A and the green marker is vector B. All right, fine. Now when I do A cross B, okay, when I do A cross B, it means that I am trying to rotate this screw clockwise, okay. When I do A cross B, see, I'm trying to rotate this screw clockwise, okay. When I'm rotating the screw clockwise, what do you see? The screw will come forward, okay. It will move in this direction. It is moving towards you, correct? So that also gives you the direction in which the screw is moving, okay. The direction in which the screw is moving, you can say that is the direction of the vector C. Okay, that is the direction of vector C. Now, when you do the opposite, that is when you do B cross A, now imagine, try to rotate this screw, okay, try to rotate this screw, and you can see B cross A. When you do B cross A, the screw will advance this way, okay, the screw will advance this way. Otherwise, you can actually take the direction of the screw in the same direction, okay, or you can write it like this. You can do it this way also. So, yeah, I told you like this. So A cross B, fine. Now when I do A cross B, the screw is coming towards you. When I do B cross A, that means I am rotating the screw counterclockwise, anti-clockwise, then the screw will come backwards, okay. So when it is coming backwards, you can imagine that is the direction of the vector D, that is B cross A, the same vector D what we discussed till now, alright, fine, okay. So just try to do it by yourself, okay. So trying to, if you have a screw, it will be better, alright. So when I do A cross B means, just imagine you are rotating clockwise, okay. A on B, okay. From A to B, that can be considered as A cross B. Now from B to A, that can be considered as from B to A, it can be considered as B cross A, okay. So that is counterclockwise, okay, right, fine, okay. Yeah, we'll see in the next class.